welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I do short lunch break with Shel video tutorials Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time. I also do Stamp Therapy with Shel on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock and Wednesday nights at 7. Today we are going to be going back to the annual catalog and we are playing with the Irresistible Blooms card. Irresistible Blooms bundle. We are going to be making 2 cards today and I have one more to show you. These are simple, easy, quick cards that you can easily replicate. I've chosen the Hello Irresistible 6x6 DSP and the coordinating Irresistible Blooms bundle. My card base for this one is a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, and this is soft sea foam. My matte layer that's going to go on the front is 3 3/4 by 5. And I have 2 squares and 2 rectangles. Now, I'm not going to give you these sizes right now because I'm going to put them in the tutorial because I'll tell you right now, they're a weird size. So be prepared for the weirdness. And I did not cut this right. Okay, let's grab another piece of cardstock and see if we can do it right this time. I'm gonna go 5 1/4 by 4. Thought I had that all figured out already, but apparently not. Let's switch out this cardstock and see if this one works better. Yep, I think it's going to work better. If it doesn't, we'll just trim it off the bottom. But I think it's going to work better. There we go. We're going to trim a little bit off the bottom, but that's okay. And that's how we're going to glue these pieces on. Just like that. Looking for my silicone mat. So hopefully I don't get glue all over everything. We'll just scooch that out of the way. And we will work on putting these little pieces of DSP on here. This is a great way to use up some of that DSP that you have floating around. You know you have it. We all do. We're all guilty. I am a DSP hoarder. I can't get rid of my retired stuff. I am addicted to paper. My name is Shel Anderson and I'm addicted to paper. There's a confession. All right. I guess that's a pretty safe addiction as far as addictions are concerned. All right. We're going to pop that on there like so. I don't know what I did when I cut these. I guess I was way off base when I cut these because I was going off another card I made and I was just measuring as I went. I guess I royally messed that up, huh? Oops, that one slid on me. That one slid. Uh-oh. Can I get it? Can I save it? Does it give me that wiggle room? It's hard with DSP. Let me see. Yes. I can save it. There we go. Now we're going to trim off this bottom and I'm just going to go little by little because I don't want to mess up. There we go. I've messed up enough for this video. All right, this beautiful panel is going to go on the front of our card. And as you can see, it is not exactly right because I trimmed that little piece off the bottom, but I'm just going to balance it top to bottom. But before I do that, I have this lovely piece of vellum that I want to put on there. And we're going to do some stamping. Let's use this piece that was a mistake for the inside of the card. This is that 3 3/4 inch panel by 5. We're just going to use that on the inside. Just like that. All right. I want to measure this. This looks a little titch long to me. Just a titch. There we go. All right, let's get rid of that. So now we have our liner, we have our front piece, we have our vellum. Now we need to do some stamping. And I have some leaves already stamped and die cut. Look at that. We will open this up. And I have some leaves in here that I'm going to use. And I'm going to take out 2 of these just in case I want those as well. All right. I'm going to use this flower. And which greeting do I want? How about just a plain old hello? That'll work for me. All right. We are going to grab a block and some Memento black ink. And we will stamp our flower over here. Beautiful. And now we'll stamp our hello in black as well. Just going to do that down in this corner. Perfect. All right, we'll set those aside. Now we should grab some snips and bring in my mini, and we will die cut this flower. Oh, look at that. First try. I'm impressed. Usually when it comes to flowers, I have to spin them round and round and round. That was luck, my friends. So that's garbage. The die goes back, and there's our flower. Easy peasy. Now we need to color this flower. I am going to grab Petal Pink, and I'm going to do the darker color first, just adding some dark areas, and I'm just using the artist's lines in the stamp. I'm adding a couple of my own. And then we're going to use the light one and just blend it out. Just like so. All right, we have our flower, we have our leaves. I am going to fussy cut this little greeting, and I'm just going to go, should have done this before the video so you guys didn't have to watch me do this, but seeing as I really didn't know what I was doing, I was just flying by the seat of my pants again. So, it's only a little word, it shouldn't take me long. Halfway there. Now, as I said earlier, if you stick around to the end of the video, I have a third card to show you. And all of these cards are going to be different but similar. Two of them, well, the one I made previously and this one, have the same layout. But when I was cutting the pieces for this one tonight, I had an idea. Light bulb moment. All right, where's my card? I am going to just lay this out a little bit and see. I think I want the die cut leaves. Yes, I do. So that can go back in the case. So that tells me that I can put a dimensional behind that flower to hold my vellum in place. Because it's hard to put vellum on and not have the adhesive show. But I think vellum adds a lot to this card. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'll put a dimensional on the back of our flower. And we're going to put that on something like that. And then these leaves, we'll just put adhesive on them and tuck them in behind the flower. We'll put one there and one there. And then this little hello, I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals and I'm going to have to cut a little piece off the edge here, I think. Just so that we can get these dimensionals on without them showing. Let's have a look. Oh, that one's showing. There we go. All right, now we'll get these little paper backings off. Put our greeting right up there. Hello. And now all we have to do is get some adhesive on this front panel. I was going to put this on dimensionals, but I'm not going to because I think there's enough height to this card already. All right, so just splitting the difference, trying to get our borders even as we can. Now let's see what we can do for ribbon. what can we do? Having a peek in my ribbon drawer here. I'd really like to have some soft sea foam, but I don't have any that I can see at all. I do not see. So let's go with this beautiful iridescent, what's this called? Glittered organdy ribbon. So I'm going to try, because I don't have my bow maker here, I'm going to try to make a bow without a bow maker. Imagine that. I haven't done that in ages. I mean, I can go get it, but I don't have it right beside me. I'm going to get it. Give me a second. There's a reason that this girl uses a bow maker. It's because she's terrible at making bows. And this little machine here makes them perfect every time. There we go. Let's trim those tails and add a little bit of glitz to that card. And I think we should have a few little iridescent rhinestones too. If I can find them. Iridescent pearls, iridescent discs. Where are you? Iridescent rhinestones. There they are. All right. Some mini glue dots are next. And we will get our bow on. Just tucked in right there. There we go. And now we just need to pretty this one up even more. And I'm going to use the little ones. And these all have kind of a yellow or pinkish hue. I don't know whether the camera is picking that up. Just depends on the way that you turn them, whether they're yellow or pink. There. That, my friends, is our first card all finished. Let me quickly get this stuff out of the way, and I will bring in my second card and show you my idea. This one uses this piece of paper. So when I saw this piece of paper, when I was cutting, or grabbing the little pieces and cutting them up, I saw this piece of paper and it gave me an idea. So this card is going to be similar but different. Okay, so this one I have 4 by 5 1/4. Now I could put that right on there and be done with it. It would be absolutely fine just the way it is. However, this is my idea. Where is my paper chunker? Let's take this down one. This was 4. I'm going to take it off this side. Let's go down to, let me do the math here. I want to cut this into strips. I'm going to cut it into uneven strips even. So I'm going to take 1/4 inch off it. That's 3 3/4. So we're going to go to 3 1/2. I'm going to take that strip off, and then I'm just going to randomly cut this into strips. Okay, so I'm at 3 1/2. So my first strip I'm going to cut right here, right in. I'm just making sure it's straight. I'm just going to cut it here. There's my first strip. Now this strip, I am going to cut, how wide is that? 2. So I'm just going to cut it at 1. All right, so we'll still have the same picture, but it's going to be split up just a little bit. And hopefully this works out. So there's my plan. So see how that adds just a little bit of interest? And when I saw this picture, I'm cutting up these little rectangles and squares, and I thought, hey, we could do that with strips too. So that's where this card idea came from. Now this one, I actually cut up a piece of paper to do this, whereas the other one used up scraps. So there is number 1. And like I always say, you do your outsides first, and then you do your inside. I'm just using this one as a level. For when I put this one on, I'm just trying to make sure they're relatively the same. And then this one, we will split the difference between the two. Whereas if I had started on one side and worked my way across, I might have had a hot mess there. There we go. There is that. Now, this one would be nice to have some ribbon on too. Why don't we use the same ribbon? We can do it. I think I want to wrap the ribbon around here. I think. What did I do with it? Here it is, over here. Now, I have stamped a grading. This was actually in my bits box. I didn't stamp it today. It was just a leftover. I did mat it on this piece of what color is this? Pretty Peacock. I just don't know what I'm going to do here. I don't like this one. Let's just grab another punch and go down in size. I just want something to ground this. See, that kind of gets a little lost, where if I put this on, maybe not. All right, ribbon is our next order of business, right in front of you. There it is. Like this because you can see through it. Do I want it vertically? I think maybe I do. I am going to snip that there, and we are going to grab some, maybe, I don't know what I did with it. All right, we'll grab some of this and put a line top and bottom, maybe. Well, well, well. There we go. We'll flip this over. And put this in place. I want this to enhance, not to take away from, if you know what I mean. And then I'm going to cut another little piece. Actually, I'm going to tie the knot and attach the knot separately. That way my ribbon doesn't bend. There. There we go. Let go my ego. And put that little knot on like that with the glue dot when we're done. Now let's pop this on some dimensionals. Give it some lift. I'm just double doing those ribbons so that I can be sure that they do not move. And take your pick tool and remove those paper backings. Pretty easy, eh? Now we're just going to center that up. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this greeting. And I think I've decided I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to do any layering because I don't want to take away from the background too much. That's my only thing. I'm going to just center this right at the top, like so. And now we just need to put on our ribbon. And I'm going to take 2 glue dots, one to put underneath here so that this, maybe 2. I think one will do it. And one for the back of our little knot. There we have it. Oh, I guess we got to put that little tail down because it's going to bug me. There we go. So there is our second card, similar. Oh, I don't have a liner in that one yet. Similar to card number 1, but different, right? This idea was born from this one. All right, as promised, I have another card. This one I made earlier using the Berry Cute bundle. I cut these letters out just like I did here. This little guy was cut out and a little scarf put on, and this is the Berry Cute paper. And as you can see, comparing apples to oranges, I really measured my squares wrong. So that's why I had problems with that one. But there are our 3 cards for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get to use up some of your scrap paper, and I hope you come back again real soon. Thanks for stopping by. See you soon.